Joining us for Moon Salutations today, Chandra Namaskar. This is Brandi Lee with Art and Alchemy, and I am here in the absolutely beautiful autumnal Central Park. Let's take an easy cross-leg position to start, Sukhasana, palms weighted down on our legs. I invite you to close your eyes. Turn your attention inward to your own inner landscape. Surveying the body for tension and for ease. Surveying your alignment, also the energy in the breath. Placing your attention on your breath. No need to change anything. We're simply tuning in, as if you're tuning into a radio station, just seeing what's there. I'm going to lead us in an easy 4-count breathing exercise now. So we're going to inhale for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts, elongating our inhalations and exhalations to match the counts. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. You can just let that go. Returning to the breath, seeing if that's opened anything up for us. Very softly, just open your eyes. Start to take in the room around you. Still feeling the sits bones grounded on the floor or on the ground. Allowing the breath to be open and soft, just inviting some extra space in the body. Inhale the arms up and overhead, and exhale, pressing the arms down. Inhale up and overhead. Exhale, press the arms down through the air around you. Inhale the arms up and overhead. This time, place the right hand down on the ground and stretch over to the right side. So you're just taking a nice, easy lateral stretch with the left side, grounding the sits bones down, a long line through the spine. Take an inhale here, opening the side ribs, and an exhale. Inhale, open the heart towards the sky. And exhale, curving around, joining the palms on the ground. Walk to the center, and then roll up the spine from the bottom to the top, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale the arms out and overhead, and this time up and over to the left, stretching through the right side body. Sits bones all the way to fingertips, one long line, stretching in 2 directions. Take an inhale into the side ribs. This time open the heart to the sky, and then bring the fingertips down to the ground, rounding over in a curve. Walk to the center. Inhale, roll up through the spine, bottom to top, coming to sit tall. Inhale the arms overhead, and then swim them behind you, clasping the fingertips lightly behind the seat, sending them down to the earth. Taking a stretch through the front body, a slight back bend. Make sure you're leaving space in the back of your neck. Inhale the arms back overhead, this time joining the palms at heart center. Inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Notice how the pressure of the hands together here actually creates decompression and space in the spine. Inhale, grow even taller. And on the exhale, we're going to untwist to the center. Inhale, create more space, head away from tail. And exhale, twist the heart to the left side. Inhale, create space in between the spine. And exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to unwind back to the center. Pierce the sky with the palms. And then we're going to roll through the midline down into a forward bend. Inhale here into the back of the ribs, creating space, and notice there's a long line from the sits bones all the way to the crown of the head. Now reversing the roll, rolling from the bottom up to the top, head coming up last. And now on one breath, inhale the arms up and overhead, then exhale up and over to the right. Inhale, coming back to the center, sitting tall. Exhale up and over to the left. Inhale, coming back to the center. Swim the arms behind you, clasp the palms, send them down to the earth, taking a slight back bend. Inhale into the chest. Exhale, return the arms through the center, bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Inhale to create space in the spine. Exhale, untwist. Inhale, create space. Exhale, take a twist to the left. Inhale, growing even taller in two directions. And exhale, return to the center. Here we're going to gather the air and do a big forward fold, like we're folding over a beach ball, allowing that beautiful forward fold to bring us forward. Setting up in tabletop, with our wrists directly underneath our shoulders and our knees directly underneath our hips. The feet are long. Inhale, pull the ground to you as you come into a cow pose. Then exhale, press the ground away, making your way to cat. Inhale, starting with the tail, ripple through the spine, coming into a cow. So tail, through the spine, all the way to the head. And now reversing that, tucking the chin and starting with the head, rippling through the spine to cat. Inhale, tail to head, comes into cow. And exhale, head to tail, into cat. Inhale, come back to tabletop and stretch the right heel behind you like you're standing on a wall. Just stretching through the hip, allowing the ankle to maybe make some little circles here. Then replacing the leg. Stretch the left leg out behind you, stretching through the front of the hip and the heel. Maybe make some little circles, just warming up the joint, and replace that down beside the right leg. Here we're going to stretch our wrists for just a moment, rolling those out as well. Stretch the right leg out behind you, and then now meet it with the left, coming into plank. One long line, heels pressing away from the crown of the head. Really engage the abdominal muscles here. Lower the knees gently, untuck the toes, set the seat back, come into a child's pose, breathing into the back of the body space. Child's pose is such a beautiful pose, just to give ourselves a little rest, to ground the forehead and the palms. Allow the natural curve of the spine to elongate in a forward bend. Continue to breathe, opening up the back of the ribs, filling the lungs. Now place the weight into the hands, tuck the toes under, send the seat up. We're coming into a downward facing dog. You'll notice that I have my knees very bent here. Go ahead and exaggerate the bend in your knees just to give yourself a little air in the hips. Starting to pedal out the feet, warming up the ankles, the backs of the legs, warming up the hip joints. Notice I'm shaking my head yes and no, just releasing the upper spine. Now I'm going to settle the heels here, grounding them down, but still keeping a micro bend in the knees. I want to keep a pocket of air. Imagine corseting the hip points together, creating stability. Inhale, we're going to start with the tail, and we're going to do the same ripple that we did earlier into cow, but we're rippling out into a plank pose. So rolling through the spine, and now pressing the heels away from the head, and then we're going to lower the knees, chest, and chin. Keep the toes tucked. Pull the ground back towards your hips as you elongate the head away from the tail, coming into a small cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, coming through all fours. Just set the seat back, coming back to a child's pose. Roll out the wrists if you need to. Take a moment to ground the thoughts. Certainly take any modifications that you need in this practice. Place the weight into the hands, tuck the toes under, and send the seat up, coming back to a downward facing dog. We're going to re-engage the pedaling of the feet here, marrying it to the breath, and then start to walk heel to toe, very mindfully forward, till the feet are in between the hands. The knees are bent. Bend the knees even more than you think you should, creating a nice stable base. Shaking out the head and the torso, yes and no. Relaxing and releasing all of that pent energy in the shoulders and the neck and the face and the jaw. Feet are hip distance apart. Knees are very bent, and we're going to start to walk up the spine, one vertebra at a time, from the very bottom until the top. The head comes up absolutely last. Coming to stand tall. Going to stand tall in Tadasana, so making your way to the front of the mat, feet hip distance apart, weight balanced over the feet. Going to practice some moon salutations now today in honor of the full moon. So bring the palms overhead. You can use a mudra or gently clasp the hands, then up and over to the right side, really grounding the left heel to the center. Then up and over to the left, really grounding the right heel. And back to the center. Opening the arms, step the left leg out, coming into goddess pose. So the feet are at a 45-degree angle, the thighs are externally rotating, and you have this nice natural curve in your spine, opening up the front of the body space. Take a deep inhale here. On the exhale, go ahead and extend the legs and arms. Shift the right hip forward towards the left foot, and then take a triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. This is a great place to use blocks. I'm a big advocate of props, although I don't have them here, but notice how I'm bending my front leg. So if you need that, please do take that modification. Guide the right hand forward, coming over the leg as you ground the right heel, coming into Parshvattanasana. This is another place that you can bend the front leg. You're just going to extend the spine and then fold it. So inhale, extending the sides of the waist, which just means that the tail and the head are going in two opposite directions, and exhale, fold. Now bending through the front leg, we're going to come into a low lunge, gently lower the back knee, and then inhale the arms up into crescent moon, Anjaneyasana, and then allow them to circle behind the seat, clasping the hands, opening the chest. Reversing the circle of the arms, placing the hands around the front foot, inflating to a low lunge, and then a side squat, with our right leg out, toes facing up. Walk through the center, over to the right side, left toes facing up, really grounding both heels, protecting the knees here. And then turning to low lunge, placing the back knee down gently, untucking the toe, and coming up into crescent moon. Allow the arms to swim behind you, clasping the palms if that's available for a deeper stretch. Release the arms up and over, framing the front foot, and then reinflating and anchoring the back heel into Parshvattanasana. Hips are really squaring energetically to the front, and then you extend the spine long. Exhale, fold over the front leg. Inhale, extend the sides of the waist. And then exhale, fold. From here, keeping the left hip point cutting forward, we're going to build our triangle from the bottom up. Notice if this is a different pose for you as you're starting low, with your base heavy on the ground and extending the branches of the arms. Take an inhale, breathing into the arms like one long column, and then exhale, come back to the center into goddess pose. Legs are both at a 45-degree angle. And then step the left foot in and come back to the center. Now we're going to do that on the right side. Inhale up and over to the right. Exhale, center. Up and over to the left. Exhale, center. This time step the right leg out, coming into goddess pose. Feet 45 degrees apart. Coming into a squat. So we want the knees directly over the ankles if possible. And then extend. Cut the left hip forward, coming into triangle, reaching long. Inhale, opening the base of the triangle. And exhale, guiding the hand over the front foot, turning to Parshvattanasana. Make sure the back heel is really anchored down. Hip is cutting forward. Coming into an extension. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, extend the head away from the tail. Exhale, fold over the leg. Coming into a low lunge. Just gently release the back knee, untuck the toe. Inhale, Anjane Asana, crescent moon. Allow the arms to swim behind the seat, opening the heart. Then exhale, reverse the pathway of the arms. Turn to the side into a squat. Left toes up. Travel through the center to the left side, turning through a lunge, and then Anjane Asana. Allow the breath to move the body. Reinflating to Parshvattanasana here, so really creating the anchor of the back leg and letting that guide the spine on the inhale, long, head away from tail. Exhale, fold forward. And then building the triangle on this side from the bottom up. Remember, you can certainly bend the front leg if you need to. Bend the knee, come back to goddess pose in the center. Take a deep breath in. Gathering in strength, gathering in that beautiful rooted Taurus energy. And then stepping the right foot in, come back to the center with your mudra at heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me again for Art and Alchemy. Hope you enjoyed this and hope you have a wonderful full moon. Take care. Bye.